Hey guys, so I'm doing these videos outside. You'll probably see a lot of this. We are currently living with my parents and we are building or finishing building our home. And so life's kind of crazy and we have a lot going on inside. So there'll be a lot of times you'll see me out on the porch recording just so you guys can focus and we can get a little bit of quiet. But we're going to go over the syllabus today and just kind of go over some of the dense nuts and bolts of what we're going to be doing all semester and what you can expect from me, and then in turn, what I can expect from you. So again, you saw my introduction, but my name is Mrs. Dupree. I have an office phone, but I give you guys my personal cell phone number. That is 704-685-1007. You are welcome to call me, email me, and text me. I typically do not return calls after 5 p.m. until the next business day, but I'll gladly respond to a text if I'm awake and if I'm available during the evenings. I will be in my office this summer. I'll be available for you on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 11:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then on Wednesdays from 7:30 a.m. to noon. Those times may shift around a little bit. There are going to be some days that I'm available in the mornings or days that I'm available in the evenings. You just need to communicate with me and kind of let me know what you need. And so we can work between both of our schedules and do something that works for both of us. So if you are watching this lecture, you are in English 011. And for you, what that means is this is a support class. I am hopeful that this class is going to help you in juxtaposition with your 111 class. And it's going to really help those skills be even stronger and help you gain more information and just a little extra help as you navigate your way through English 111. The course is designed to support students in the development of skills necessary for English 111 by complementing, supporting, and reinforcing those student learning outcomes. Emphasis is placed on growth mindset, which we're going to talk a ton about this semester, expanding your skills for active reading and writing, recognizing organizational relationships, and employing appropriate technology when reading and composing text. Upon completion, you will be able to apply active reading strategies to college-level text and produce unified, well-developed writing using written English. This course is a pass-fail course. The general education competencies, information literacy and educational technology, communication, humanities and fine arts, and social and behavioral sciences. And here are the learning outcomes. Guys, when you leave the class, this is what you should expect to be able to have learned. You will demonstrate growth mindset by using academic habits and learning strategies that will enhance success in your English 111 coursework. You will practice and reflect on reading and writing as a recursive process, and we're going to talk a lot about what that means, process, this semester. You can demonstrate active reading strategies. You will be able to recognize the organizational relationships within text from a variety of genres and formats. You will create unified, well-developed text. You will apply conventions of standard written English, and you will employ appropriate technology when you're reading and composing text. This is a 3-credit hour course. Because this is an expedited course during the summer. Technically, you can expect that you will be in this class 4 hours a week, although it will be through an online platform. There's no prerequisite, there's no co-requisite for this class. This is an online course, okay? The announcements, the syllabus, and all of your course content will be delivered using Blackboard. You must know your GC Active Directory login to access all of the course materials. In Blackboard this semester, you may be using readings, discussion boards, journaling, and other online activities. I do quizzes and assignments that are responsive to the lectures that I do. I do a lot of video. I find that a lot of students really enjoy the videos. It's helpful if they're in the car or if they're at a car wash or wherever that they're taking their day-to-day life, that they can hop on Blackboard and watch these YouTubes. So that's really how I try to engage with you. For the textbook and course materials, I have not quite gotten those set up yet. I'm having some technology difficulties, but I plan on doing that by the end of the first day of class. But you will be accessing your Everyday Writer, the 7th edition, and the Bedford Guide with College Writers and Reader Research Manual and Handbook. Those will be available in your Blackboard shell, and I'm going to give you the location that those are available in the Welcome module when I go through how you're going to navigate this course this semester. But as far as the instructions for actually accessing the text, those will come very soon to you. Technology requirements, this is big. You need to have a good internet connection. I know that can be spotty sometimes. I know your internet can be down. Make sure that you have some consistent access, whether it's going to a friend's house, the local library, Starbucks, whatever that looks like for you. I know personally I'm having to use a lot of my hotspot just because of the location that I'm at right now. Make sure that you have access to Blackboard. Make sure that you know your login information, you know your email, your password, and all of those things. Microsoft Office 365. Gaston College uses Microsoft Office 2016 or Office 365 for your classes. Here's the good news for you. It's free, okay? If you log into your Gaston College email account, this is free to you. And I am going to show you how to access that in the Welcome module. So make sure that you are watching all of these videos because I will show you how to download those tools. You will be using Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, all of those Office tools. And if you do not have them actually downloaded to your computer and you're only using the online version, you will not have access to everything you need. Chromebooks and other mobile devices. Guys, without going into this super detailed, bottom line, don't rely on your phone for this class. You're gonna need a computer. You're gonna need an actual typing keypad to be able to do your essays and just some of the other more in-depth assignments. So make sure you have access to that kind of technology. One thing that I do want to address, Google Chrome is really the best internet browser to be using for Blackboard. Sometimes Safari or Firefox or Internet Explorer, some of those oddball internet softwares, they just don't work. You'll miss things or some YouTubes won't pop up. So make sure that you are using Google Chrome if at all possible. We don't use Respondus in this course, so you're not going to need to worry about that. Upon registration and payment for a course, you will be given access to campus computer labs. So please note, if you run into an issue this semester, if your computer dies and you can't afford to go get a new one, if your internet goes down, if something happens, you can get on campus and you have the capability to use our computer labs for free. That is a service that you are able to access. To obtain your GCID and password for general computer access, WebAdvisor, and Blackboard in your student email, please refer to the Gaston College Student Technology Resources page. I will also have a link in Blackboard which shows you all of the major phone numbers and websites that you will need to access if you run into any issues with these things. Part 2, course details, class attendance and participation. Bottom line, the responsibility for class participation is placed on you as the student. Official college requirements are based on a 90% participation rate. Therefore, if you fail to participate in 10% or more of the scheduled activities, you will be withdrawn from the course or assigned the grade of an F. The policy does not remove the right of a faculty to reward or penalize the student for participation. Bottom line, what that means is I have the right to penalize your grade if I see that you're not participating. I have a very straightforward policy as far as withdrawing students. If you miss 3 assignments, you will be withdrawn from the course. If you miss 1, I'm probably not going to send you anything. I'm not super concerned about that. If you miss 2, you will probably receive a message from me saying, hey, I've noticed that you've now missed 2 assignments. I'm really concerned about your participation. Let's make sure that you're staying engaged in the course. If you miss 3, I will reach out to you with probably a 24-hour notice and say, hey, Will you let me know if there's something personal going on or an extreme circumstance? And if I don't hear back from you at that point in time, I will withdraw you from the class. The reason why is this class really is a building block class. Everything we do is scaffolded and it builds upon different ideas. And so if I see that you're just not engaging, you're really not getting enough of the course material to be successful. So again, it's a very straightforward policy. 3 strikes and you're out. Online attendance and participation. Bottom line, Gaston College expects students to participate in all instructional activities. That's why I have a very blanket policy that's very straightforward so that there's no questions. You're not worrying about percentages. 3 strikes and you're out. Tardiness, that's not something we have to worry about as far as face-to-face goes, because this is an online course. However, you do need to know I do not accept late homework unless it is an extreme circumstance, sickness, death in the family, etc. Please do your best to communicate these circumstances before the deadline rather than after. For ENG011, okay, which is going to be a software that we use to do a little bit of our homework here in this class, I will allow up to a 3-day grace period. The reason why I specifically allow this is the state of North Carolina requires that we ensure that you guys finish your ENG011 materials. So for those purposes, I will allow up to a 3-day grace period, but for all other assignments, discussion boards, outlines, anything of that sort, I do not accept late work unless it's an extreme circumstance. Withdrawal policy. Students who have not participated in a class for 21 consecutive days will be withdrawn by the instructor through the 70% point noted by a withdrawal grade. However, after the 70% mark, a grade of an F will be assigned. Guys, what this means is the last day to withdraw from this class is July the 14th, 2022. Okay. And up to this point in time, if you stop participating, I can simply withdraw you from the class. However, after that point in time, if you stop participating, I cannot withdraw you. And unfortunately, you will be assigned an F at that point in time. Our divisional policy is that any student who violates the attendance policy above for this course will be withdrawn by the instructor. If the student violates the attendance policy after the withdrawal period, they will receive an F. Evaluation, this is very straightforward. This is the breakdown of my class. So I go based off of percentages. So 30% of your grade will come from ENG011, which is the software that we're going to talk about. There's a lot of great material that the state and state experts have organized. 30% are quizzes that are based off lectures. Those quizzes may take the form of an assignment where I ask you to do some short answer. Guys, I want to be very upfront with you. You cannot be successful in this class without watching the lectures. I don't spend a whole lot of time typing things out or making PowerPoints for you to review. Truly, the videos and the lecture materials are where your success is going to come from. So those assignments, whether it's a quiz or a short answer, a fill in the blank, whatever, 30% of your grade is going to be based upon me ensuring and holding you accountable that you are engaging in course lecture. 20% of your grade is going to come from discussion boards. Those can often take the form of a TED Talk, or an article that we're reading together and maybe annotating, but it'll be a discussion. And often the discussion boards on one particular day, I will have it where you have an initial thread that's due. It's more than likely going to be on a Wednesday night. And then oftentimes I'll have you respond to your course mate, which is going to be the following Sunday. And then I just stuck in there other homework assignments. Okay. This may be that I'm asking you to throw out your introduction that you're using for a paper and we go through it together. Or maybe this looks like a homework assignment over comma splices or sentence fragments or whatever the nature. That's just kind of a blanket homework section that doesn't really necessarily have anything to do with the lectures, but it's more application of what you're learning. And it's going to total up to 100%. So, and then very straightforward letter grade. This is a pass-fail class. So it's 70 to 100% you've passed. Anything below a 70 is going to be failing. Makeup policy. The college policy is that no matter what the circumstances, you are responsible as the student to make up your work. However, as I have said previously, Please note that unless there is a circumstance or you have a very specific reason for not submitting your work, I do not accept late homework. If you do have a circumstance that's going on or an extreme issue, then what we need to do is you and I need to communicate, and we need to set deadlines and reset some things up so that you can still be successful in the course, and we can make sure that you're finishing everything at a reasonable point in time for both of us. Class policy, each student will have the ability to make up coursework on a case-by-case basis. The student and the teacher will create an agreement that's based on a timeline and a new schedule that's going to accommodate your needs while also ensuring there's a level of accountability for the coursework. Viewing grades. All homework will be graded within 1 week, okay? So after submission, within 7 days, your homework will be graded. Course outline and schedule. I have a very loose schedule that's going to be in your Blackboard. And again, in your welcome module, you're going to get a good outline of how to navigate the course. However, it's very important that you note this. This is a loose schedule that's on the course information. The most reliable schedule is going to be in your weekly folders, and you will see weekly outcomes, and you will also see due dates that are posted of what I expect you to get done that week. Final exam. There is not a final exam for English 001. However, the student cannot complete the course without completing each NROC module. And again, we'll talk about NROC and what that looks like next week. We're not going to worry about that this week as you're just learning how to jump into the course. Other important information. This is my favorite part of the syllabus, so make sure you're paying close attention. No matter what your ability is, the effort is what ignites the ability and turns it into accomplishment. That is by one of my favorite researchers, counselors, authors, Carol Dweck. I believe the statement to be true. You are all coming from various writing backgrounds, experiences, and levels of achievement. The goal of this course is to leave a better writer than the day you're reading this syllabus. The only way to ensure this happens is that you are giving your very best effort, that you are making a conscious decision as to what kind of student you want to be in this course. It is my greatest joy to walk alongside you in that process. Most of you will start asking questions like, what does it take to be successful in this course? And that answer is contingent on what you define as success. I don't like to define success by grades. However, I will share a few tips with you in what I deem a successful student. Students that succeed in this course have open communication with their instructor, and they ask good questions. They have a plan of action and how they plan to successfully complete their coursework each week. For example, they have specific times that they've dedicated specifically for this course. They use the Writing Center and other free resources that offer helpful feedback, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in the welcome module. They do not see feedback as a failure, but it's an opportunity to improve. They look for ways to improve their craft, and they look for resources that help them find better understandings of concepts. Keynote instructors love to give out more resources when they're asked. They work with their community writing groups effectively and openly, and they never give up. Please know that I find it a privilege and a joy to teach you. It's not my job. It is truly a calling. I care about each of you, and I do my best to create a space where you feel accepted, comfortable, and enthusiastic about your learning process. If you're struggling with the course, please communicate with me earlier than later. The earlier that you and I work together, the greater potential we have to troubleshoot any issues that you're having with writing concepts. Again, it is my greatest joy to walk alongside you in this learning process. I have a few ground rules as we work together. Have great respect for everyone in the course, including me. Remember that you've been given the gift and an opportunity to learn and grow. Challenge yourself. Ask questions. You cannot learn what you do not ask. And let's work together to make this a fun and a purposeful semester. I'm going to very briefly go over this, and I'm going to rely on you to make sure that you go through the nuts and bolts of some of these college policies. The Family Education Rights and Privacy Act of 1974, better known as FERPA. In a nutshell, guys, what this means is I cannot talk to people about your grades, your course, what's going on in the class. The only way I can do that is if you and your loved one or whoever you want involved comes up and you sign a FERPA form. You can do this in student records. If your mom, your boyfriend, your husband, your child, anybody calls me and asks me about your grades, the first thing that I'm going to do is call this number, and I'm going to ask if there's a FERPA form on file. So please make sure that if that's something that's important to you and there are other people involved in your education, education, that you make that a priority. Your rights and responsibilities. These are your rights and these are my rights. That class will start on time, that I will provide you with the course syllabus as I'm doing now, that your assignments will be graded with constructive feedback and returned in a timely manner, that you will use the textbooks and the materials from the course, and the activities will adhere to course and college outcomes. What I have to expect from you, that you will read the syllabus and ask for clarification. You will be on time to class, and for an online class, that means turning your work in on time. That you will submit assignments and they've been completed independently and no cheating or no plagiarism, and that you will obtain and use all the required text in this class. Early alert, I'm committed to your success, so that if I see you're starting to fall behind or you're not doing as well as I think, I'm going to jump on a VISO and I'm going to send an alert out, whether it's to your advisor, your counselor, your success coach, whoever's involved in making sure that your education is a success. Our Student Emergency Assistance Program, guys, this is funded by the Gaston College Foundation, and through these contributions that are made by faculty members, community members, and staff, this is to help you if you are in a place where you need support. If you have financial barriers that prevent you from paying for tuition, books, or academic supplies, this is the telephone number for you to call so that we can make sure you have what you need to be successful. Student Outreach Program, SOS, okay? This is a service provided to you that if you're having any personal or academic related challenges or concerns, it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And this is the phone number right here, or you can go to the My Group portal as well. Student behavior policies, guys, I'm not going to go into this super detailed, but bottom line, have great respect for one another and for me, and I expect myself to have great respect for you. If we follow those things and we both agree to those, then we are going to be, we're going to be right on track. So again, go back to the first rule of the class, which is to have great respect. Academic honesty and integrity. It is the expectation of Gaston College that you maintain the highest level of integrity and high standards in every aspect of your academic work. Any student who violates the Gaston College standards of academic honesty is going to be subject to disciplinary action. Guys, this can look like cheating. This can look like fabrication or falsification. It may be multiple submissions of things that you've used in other classes, plagiarism, or complicity in academic dishonesty. If you need the definitions of any of those ideas, please refer back to your course syllabus. And if you're ever questioning, is this academic dishonesty? Is this cheating? It's always best to ask questions, okay? You cannot learn until you ask. As far as how the college responds to these things, investigation and determination. The instructor who suspects the alleged violation will first present concerns to the student, and they will provide an opportunity for the student to explain. The student will be allowed to comment on the evidence that's present, and they can get clarity in their questions. And then based on the evidence that's presented to the student, the instruction will determine what has indeed occurred. The college goes by a first offense, a second offense, and a third offense. Basically, the first offense is informal coaching, but a formal written warning. The second offense is an official conduct violation, and the third offense will be a reduced grade for the course, in addition to the above concerns. The following additional factors are considered in all determination of the action steps: the injury or damage, the student's motivation, the student's prior academic honesty and integrity, the student's behavior subsequent to the violation, the nature and the seriousness of the offense, and the program's specific rules. And again, there's always grace. There's an academic integrity appeal, where if you would like to appeal an academic honesty and integrity decision that's made by a faculty member, you can appear to their supervisor or the curriculum chair or director. And then academic complaints procedure, guys, if you feel that at any point in time that I'm not being fair, that I'm not doing my job, that I'm not adhering to my side of the syllabus, this is the policy that you'll need to follow. Essentially, first, I would ask that you come and you have a conversation with me and you talk to me. Mrs. Dupree, what can I do? How can we fix this? What's the best way for us to go about this? Secondly, the next thing, you have my English department chair right there. There is his office location, his telephone number, and his email. And then the dean is right below if you don't get the kind of response that you want from him. However, what I have found in the past, and what I'm a big believer in, is that if we can simply have a conversation, we can solve 99.9% of the issues that pop up in class. Electronic communication devices. Guys, this isn't as much of an issue because we're in an online class. But what I am going to tell you is when you are present and you're doing your homework, try to stick that cell phone aside. It's really hard. I know that especially in this day and age, we feel so connected to our phones and we want to connect to the outside world. But you are in school. So try really, really hard to disconnect from that a little bit. Give yourself some space so that you can focus on your academics. And then emergency preparedness. Here's some telephone numbers and some websites. If you're ever on campus and you need help or you need the police to escort you to your car or there's an emergency situation going on, we've provided some resources there for you. So guys, this is the syllabus. And again, I'm going to attach this to your course, but I always like to go over this and really hit home the things that are important to me and make sure that you have all the information available to you. So make sure that you review the course syllabus, review this lecture again if you need to, and you will have your syllabus agreement, which is going to be due this Wednesday.